Well, it was another good day of fabrication, flipping customized, bud.
Yes, sir. Cheers.
You know, the weather's nice. I enjoy it.
Beautiful day.
I've been thinking, like, we need to do a pretty badass build, like our next build.
Yeah?
Like, big. I want something big.
Really big?
Yeah, real big.
How about a food truck?
Like a box truck? Like a big old, like a big food truck.
Yeah, let's get like an old moving truck, a piece of crap, revive the thing, cut a big hole in it.
Like, yeah, cut a hole right in the side of it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Where do we find one of those?
I don't know.
I guess we gotta start looking.
Let's start looking.
Hey guys, big things are about to start happening at Flippin Customized, and by big things, I'm literally talking big things. You want to stay tuned for this next build? Oh yeah, it's our Beckers BBQ food truck, and it is about to get wild here. Let's do this.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a stream who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out.
As you guys all know, Steve, he helps us out here at Flippin Customized. Well, he's also got his own business venture that we're going to support here at Flippin Customized, and that is Beckers BBQ. And with that is this food truck. And I know what you're seeing right now is just a Penske truck or a big yellow box truck, but stay tuned because this thing is going to get a rat rod, blacked out, murdered theme to it. It's going to match his vision and our creativity and his wife's creativity, and we're going to make this thing all come together as a pretty badass food truck. So basically, Steve, my best friend here, is doing his own business venture, and he's been smoking meats, and he's a huge foodie as far as doing the barbecue and the smoking and stuff, and his passion was to go this way. And so basically I guess we'll talk to him and see, I guess, how it got started, what his vision is, and where he plans to go with this build and or his business. All right, Steve, how did it all get started? I know you've been into it for a long time.
So about 10 years ago, I started off with one of those cheap little, box store charcoal smokers that are terrible to learn with. Pulling my hair out, stressing out, but loved what the product came out. So as things progressed, I got bigger and bigger, built my own smoker, and at one point just decided, hey, you know what? I want to start a business and love building vehicles with Scott here at Flippin Customized, so why not do a food truck?
Absolute perfect idea. And then the smoker you built, and that was out of a big ass propane tank?
Yeah, that was a kerosene tank.
Kerosene tank.
It was perfect because it was 4 or 5 feet wide and or long, and approximately 2 feet in diameter. So it was a perfect cook chamber.
Absolutely. And Steve's he's not new to this as far as the whole food thing goes. He's done pig roast. He's dialed in his pulled pork. Recently added some mac and cheese to that menu and some coleslaw. So we are super psyched to have actually him here this summer. We're going to be doing an open house later this summer here at Flippin Customized, and of course we're going to have Beckers BBQ truck in full swing, and of course his food here as well. But let's roughly talk about, I guess, the build. We'll talk about the build, what kind of little things that we're thinking of, the kitchen layout and everything. So if anyone's out there and have any ideas, drop a comment, or what you guys are thinking when you see this, absolutely drop a comment, things that you've done. I don't know, I don't see too many of these food trucks, certainly don't see many with the rat rod theme, and as well as you guys will see when we're done, it's going to be pretty badass. All right, looking at the front end, my initial thought with the front end, and it could be a challenge now that I see the bumper style, but is to stretch that bumper and or make it taller, longer, so it comes down lower on the ground. So we add a section to the middle, we give it almost kind of that big rig look, and follow that up with some cooler, different LED headlights. They do have smoke ones too, actually.
That'd be cool.
That are like kind of blacked out until you start it. You know, something cool, but maybe not as bright as those. We did talk about a grill as well, a custom grill. Get rid of the GMC, and maybe a little something that says barbecue on there. and we'll loop in our buddy TJ at Main Off Road for some plasma work. And you mentioned the visor,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, so Scott had a really good idea that instead of taking a real buck saw like he had on his shop truck, that we'll have TJ at Main Off-Road Enterprises cut us out one to look like a two-person buck saw, but it's gonna have a nice visor coming across.
Absolutely.
Add to the theme.
Yeah, so gonna look like a saw, custom made, tailored right to the roof here. Of course, the truck is not staying yellow. That is gonna get completely blacked out with it. Our folks, our friends at Poppy's Patina are gonna hook us up with what is that black called? Hot rod?
Hot rod satin black.
Hot rod satin black, the entire truck. So we're talking a lot of paint. So the truck is gonna be black. Mirrors, obviously you're gonna have mirrors. We're gonna do a few little additions on here. I don't know if we even reveal what they are yet.
We'll leave that a secret.
Leave that a secret, but black, obviously. No more silver, aluminum color. Wheels. So if you remember the wheels on Project on a Dime, which is actually still getting finished right now, weathered, okay? Similar look on this truck, obviously not white. We'll be doing probably layers of silver and black and browns in there to get a weathered dark look on those. He's going to be putting new rubber on them anyway, so that's a great time to do that as well. Clearly we got to cut the box up and put a window in this thing, Steve.
Yes, so right over here is going to be the window. Approximately here there'll be a 5-foot serving window with an awning. That's where all the magic happens with the customers.
Absolutely. And actually we already powder coated his countertop, the serving, I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, the serving shelf that'll go right here.
Yeah, so that's a really cool coppery color. You should see it in the sun. It's crazy. We're gonna do a couple of lanterns out of another secret. I don't want to give too much away. Couple badass lanterns on the side of that serving window, so stay tuned for that one. Again, you don't want to miss this one. This is a build that clearly the biggest build that we've done, so this is gonna get crazy. All right, we're at the back of the truck now. Standard box truck, roll up door. We're ditching the door.
Ditching the door, so to be compliant with food laws here in Maine, you have to protect your cooking appliances and the food from customers and pests. So the roll-up door is not going to work. So this is all getting taken out, and we're going to build the wall and put in a 3-foot swing door with a screen.
Absolutely. So we'll be framing the wall. As you can see, Steve's been hard at it. I posted a few little clips here and there. He's already gutted the inside of this thing. Oh yeah, he's already stripped out some of these rub strips and kind of cleaned up the sides and started some Bondo here to smooth things out. The floor was rotted or tender or worn or whatever.
Definitely tender.
So he stripped out the floor already. He needle gunned it all down, cleaned up the framing, and he's already oil undercoated the frame to preserve that underneath the floor, and started putting down his new plywood. He's clearly almost done that. So after that, it's going to be starting on some, what did we get, 20 something sticks of 2x2?
Yeah.
20 something 20-foot sticks of 2x2 tubing that we got to do a ton of framing on the inside of this thing for his entire kitchen. And then the back, he's ditching the step. We're gonna put a new hitch on it. We've talked about, I don't know if we can do this, but we've talked about doing some like barn wood on the back of this thing that we burned to look cool, but we don't know yet if we can pull that off legal with the food laws and everything. So stay tuned for that one as well. All right, so now we're into the territory that's not me at all, and I have no idea, but Steve's kind of gonna give you a rundown of how things will lay out in the kitchen and where things will go and why, and because this isn't my world, so have at it, buddy.
So it's a new world to me too. I just love cooking barbecue. So I took a lot of time before I pulled the floor up with a tape measure and a roll of painter's tape and just started marking layouts on the floor with all the equipment I have. And the 4th time was the charm. And what I come up with is I'm gonna have space here for a fire suppression system. I'm gonna have a countertop fridge that's approximately 4 foot wide with 2 doors underneath. This will be an area where I can put together food, prep stuff. Next to that is going to be my tall warming oven, which keeps all my barbecue at a temperature above risk of getting bacteria, so I can have that for the day.
Gotcha.
Next here is going to be a 5-foot hood. And I'm going to have a 3-foot griddle and a 2-burner stove, so I can make sauces and potato salad, everything else. Griddle will be for, you know, cooking sandwiches, whatever else.
Dude, I'm getting hungry.
Right, me too.
This is not helping.
Then over here is going to be a tall fridge with a glass door for storing food or cold sides and whatnot.
Gotcha.
Be some shelving units. My house battery for you people that are boats. House battery will run lights, water pump, all sorts of cool stuff.
Everything in here is
weapons.
12 volts.
Everything will be 12 volt. Yep.
Okay.
Make it nice and easy.
Gotcha.
Next over here is going to be the triple sink that you need per food laws here in Maine. The gray water tank will go underneath. The freshwater tank will be under the sink. Next is a hand washing sink. Can't use your triple sink for hand washing per food laws in Maine.
Gotcha.
Then there'll be a 27-inch prep table, like you see at sub shops. It'll have the opening for cold sides. Underneath is a fridge for storage.
Oh, nice.
And then the last but not least will be an 18-inch wide by 5-foot shelf. And this will be the serving window. So there's the magic.
There's the magic right there. And Steve made a good point, is he laid this all out on the floor in tape because, like he said, it took 4 tries to get the layout he wanted, and he's done an extensive amount of research, and you do want to do that. If you're doing a food truck, there is, as Steve found out, a ridiculous amount of regulations, and it changes state by state.
Yes.
So do your homework on that, and do your layouts with the tape, and draw it, sketch it out, whatever you got to do, because the last thing you want is to get in here with a welder and framing and then go, this isn't going to work, because that sucks. Rework sucks. And we're trying to avoid that. One thing we forgot to mention about the outside of the truck, it's going on this side, right?
Yep.
This is going to have a pretty killer exhaust stack going up. Like a big, badass, blacked out exhaust stack with probably Becker's BBQ on it. Maybe even some backlighting. It's going to look pretty freaking cool. And it's going to do some pretty cool freaking things. That's going to be our secret weapon. I can't say too much about that, but I think it's Jim Beavis. That's who gave us the idea. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I apologize if I said your name wrong, but anyway, it's gonna be pretty freaking rad. All right, guys, so in a nutshell, that's just a really brief overview of where this truck's gonna go. Still have a few little things that we gotta wrap up on Project on a Dime. So you'll continue to see stuff on that, and as we start cruising in that truck too, and bringing it to shows, so pretty excited. But all in all, this is our next build, the food truck, and clearly our biggest build that comes in Flippin Customized, and Becker's BBQ. We're honored to have them here and to do this build, so we're pretty excited. You definitely want to stay tuned. There's gonna be a whole lot more content, and Steve's gonna bring a lot of that right to you, to this camera here. So Steve, we're ready. You ready?
Thank you. Be patient. Stay tuned.
We got this.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.